Well, it's still really to be decided. The family being such that it's always engaged months before. We've really got to do a little bit of sorting out with the dates, but I think the middle of November. And place-wise, I think it's still yet to be decided.
Have you got a particular favourite yourself?
It's rather difficult, actually, to have a particular favourite, but we'll see what happens. A lot of things to be taken into account.
When exactly, may I ask, did you decide that you were serious?
That is a difficult one. When it became mutual, I think that it was even, well, I suppose after badminton. But can't speak for him or me, really,
Mr.
independently.
Phillips, let me throw that one at you.
Yes, it was after badminton that we decided, really.
Has it been a great strain keeping it secret and indeed keeping it away from people like ourselves?
But
I think it has, yes, it became rather a strain in the end.
What is the actual protocol when you decide to get married, ma'am? Whose permission do you have to ask?
Well, we started with father, didn't we? We thought that was the right way around to do it.
You started with Mr. Phillips's father?
Well, we started then because we started, in fact, with the families, but you asked my father.
we did.
How was that interview?
Well, it was, he was very kind to me, actually. I was petrified beforehand.
Well, now that you have, in fact, more or less agreed that it's going to be sometime in November, where are you going to live after you're married?
Well, again, this has all got to be decided. I think there's no great rush as far as we're concerned to decide that, and we know he's going to be at Sandhurst from February onwards, so we've got time to decide about that.
Do you see yourself becoming an army wife?
I doubt in the accepted sense of the word. I think one thinks of, regimental ties and being with the regiment all the time, but as he's not going to be with the regiment for the first 3 years, I don't think it's likely.
If your future husband were to be posted abroad, do you think it likely that you would go with him?
For his wallet. Yes, I think probably.
That's an imponderable.
Which is at the moment.
I think one of the things, of course, you're both international equestrians. You've got individual careers here. Do you intend to continue with this after your marriage? Will you be competing indeed against each other?
Yes, we will, and we both hope to go on competing internationally if we're selected, if we're lucky enough.
Selection being the main point. I mean, you don't just, continue if you wish to.
Mr. Phillips, what are your immediate plans now? Where do you go from here?
I'm going back to Germany tonight, back to my regiment.
What reaction do you expect from your fellow officers in the regiment?
I don't know. I haven't heard they're not going to let me into the mess. Anyway, so.
Can I put one final question to you, which I'm sure everyone wants to know the answer to, and that is, have you discussed a family, or do you have any thoughts about having a family?
As yet? Oh no, it's much too early to think about things like that.